Welcome back to Oak Bridge Farm, episode 12. Our chickens are producing pretty well. In a couple of months here, we're going to get these sold. Actually going to be worth a pretty good amount, I think. 18, yeah, it's going to be a nice little decent profit there. We're keeping the trailer here just to keep feeding them because it's ridiculous with how much, well, how small this pen is. And then we got a bunch of 136 chickens and they go through it quite fast. This way we can just keep them topped up. We'll buy it in bulk and keep it there, I think. Kind of sucks that you have to tie up a tractor for that, but if we need it here and there, we can unhook it. It's not a problem. On today's episode, I think what we're going to do is get the spinach is ready to pick back here. There was a little bit of hail damage, it looks like. We'll get that picked, get that over to the factory so we can get that running. On the previous episode, we found out we could buy the edge of the map, but we own this spot here. And then there was also the one down by the dealer, way down here. We might try to mow this at some point, so I hate to like fill it up or anything. So we might wait on this spot here. It's kind of a shame because it's like money being thrown away. Suppose we could rent a mower and do that stuff too, but we're kind of negative right now. But what we can do, I think was what, you know, this spot over here is really close to the farm. Might as well take advantage of it. Let's go ahead and make this into a field this winter. Get it all plowed up and then get some, you know, so it's ready to plant for next year. Probably one of the three crops that we'll do here, the spinach or the green beans or the peas. We'll have to figure out which one we want to do. I think that's what we'll do going forward. And then, yeah, hopefully, well, sales will be ready next year. I don't know if we'll get that in this episode, but it's definitely a goal to shoot for. Yeah, spinach harvester. Get started on this morning. So that's done with. This is our second harvest. So this will be done. Again, we're just trying to save money for a manure pit. We got to get some straw bought so we can make manure. I'd like to try that out before the end of the series. You might as well take advantage of the free fertilization that you get off of that. Only makes sense. Like we got our lines all set up here. Looks like we're good to go here. We'll get this picked and then yeah, like I said, we'll get it off to our factories. Let's check on the factory real quick. Everything's turned off. We're kind of waiting. Actually, no, peas are still running. Perfect. So that is getting built up. We did get the sawmill as well when we bought the outside of the map. So I'm kind of like looking at it. It'd be nice to get some, you know, trees down there and sell some logs or something. But I'm trying to figure out which trees to take. Some of those other spots on the map we could take from there, but I don't want to go too crazy cutting trees down either. Well, the spots ain't very big, number one, but number two, it'd be a lot of work as well. We could just cut up a few logs and throw them in a trailer. They get it down to this sawmill, get something produced out of them. Just a, you know, a little extra income would be great. I don't know if we want to tackle our forest or not. We could thin our forest out a little bit too. I don't know. It's something we'll have to think about. Let's go ahead and get to work here, and then we'll see you in a few minutes. Better get our cover put on here so it doesn't fly out. I don't wonder why Giants hasn't... That's all that's sticking through the tarp there. It's kind of weird to see that. Got a little oversight, I think. Nonetheless, the harvest is done. It looks like we got a good harvest too. Should help us tremendously on our production. We'll get these put in. Hopefully we can start getting that loan paid back. We still have a lot to pay off. And crazy how much is left to pay back, but we did invest into this production, so we might as well see it through. We're in now, so we gotta keep at her. Go ahead and start that up. Let's see, spinach bags. Yeah, we're still gonna have a lot. We're still gonna be quite a bit in debt, I think, after this sales in March. And the last of it here. 7,105. I almost think what I want to kind of do here on the road, I think we can... Actually, I got like terraform anywhere, so it should work. Since we always have to take it wide, and I want to make it more realistic. Let's make it so... Well, we'll draw some dirt here, I guess. Not enough money. Oh, no. Well, we can't do that then. I did have the free... What's that? Maybe I have that turned off. Not enough money. Interesting. I'll have to look at the mods. I thought I had free terraform anywhere. And like the... Yeah, it should be on. I'm gonna have to go look and see if that mod is activated. I'll have to wait till the next episode to do that. It'd be nice to make it so it looks like we're driving in the area. And plus when we come out here with the trailer, we're like getting hung up here a little bit as we pull out because we have to take it so wide. Right on this hill over here, we could flatten this out a little bit maybe. Although that hole there would be in the way too. Yeah, see, that's too wide there. Yeah, it's very tight in here, as you can see. Now we're getting hit on that side there. Yeah, actually smoothing it out, I don't think it's going to really do much because that pole is probably going to be sticking out of the ground if we do that. What is this anyway? I think there's like a pulley up there or something. So what I think we might do for the rest, well, it's probably going to be the rest of the episodes. It's going to take some time to do it. Unless I do a supercut or double down on time-lapse speed, but we got to get our field made up by that new field area we have. Got to take advantage of that because we got to get out of debt, get this paid off. Like I said, it'd be nice to get a regular harvester and buy one of those other fields and get going on those as well. All this put away. Another option could be we could sell one of these harvesters and get a little bit of money. Like, it's not even enough to pay the loan off, we've kind of figured, because we're not getting that much for these harvesters either, compared to what they were new, that's for sure. It's kind of nice to change it up with another, you know, we got the 3 crops. That's all we can really do right now. Maybe we'll get these eggs sold by the end of the episode too. But we're going to have to take the... Let's see, we can't get that tractor in here, can we? The big one? We'll find out. Oh, there's plenty of room. Yeah, we'll get the plow hooked up. It's a small plow, unfortunately. But we do have it, and we don't have anything else on hand. So yeah, it's going to take some time to make this field. But we got to take advantage of it, because we can get going on crops. Like I said, we'll get ourselves dug out of that debt pretty quickly. It's very important. This ain't that far away either. We just come up the road. And then hook a right and we're there. The grassland, you know, would be nice to, you know, cut that grass and make bales out of it or silage or whatever. But that's an investment that we can't afford right now. Again, we might save that one area down by the sales to do that. But up here, it's not that great of land anyway, because there's all bushes and the grass isn't, it's not that tall. So the harvest will be pretty low. Maybe we should have filled up on gas before we came up. That's another thing we got to purchase is a gas tank. We're running dangerously low. We're probably going to have to fill up while we do this time lapse. Let's see here. So we kind of got to figure out what we actually own and what we don't. Let's get like a light pole or something. How are we going to say we don't have enough money? Not enough money. Yeah, so we can't really tell by looking at that, so we're gonna have to look at this. We appear to like own all this, even on the other side of the road, so... Is there much on the other side? No. I'd say it's not worth doing. It might actually make it look bad if we did that. I guess we'll just go ahead and... I guess, yeah, we should be right up to the area there. Let's, have a little grass here at the end. I guess let's start along the road first. I like to keep a little bit of grass to make it look nice. And we need allow create fields. I think we gotta rotate this to make it work great. Okay, let's drop her down. We'll see how this goes. We'll do an outline. And then we'll do a kind of a sky view to see how big that is. This is actually going to be a pretty big field, I think. So it'll probably take us a long time to do with the harvester, but we could always, like I said, sell one of those harvesters and maybe get a regular harvester as soon as we start getting more and more out of debt. And then we could just plant a regular crop up here and harvest it. I'd want to get a decent working width on the header. Right now the headers we have are pretty small. But we have to do this nonetheless to get out of debt. Oh wait, is that a ditch here? We don't want to go in the ditch. No, it's a culvert. Yeah, let's get over. Don't want to go too nuts. Okay, let's get an outline here, and then we'll see what we got to work with. Okay, we're just about completing the first outside circle. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. Closest to the edge I can get. That is going to be a humongous field. But the good news is we could maybe get this more square. I don't know if I want to go more square there, though. Then you're going to start hitting this wall. It's probably already kind of close as it is. They're nice and straight, like long lines, so it should be nice, you know, for a harvest. Without having to turn around so much. Okay, so what we're going to do, make sure we get on our little path here that we got. We're gonna get cracking on this. It's gonna be quite a long ride to do this process, but we'll see how it goes. We may have to run and get some gas. If we need to put a gas tank in, then we'll just take a loan out, I suppose, or more of a loan, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, I don't know if we'd want to do we may do ones like of our crops on here, but I think I really quickly want to switch over to a regular combine, and Otherwise, it will take us a long time to do a harvest like that. Okay, so after doing a few laps and realizing how long this is actually going to take us to do this with this plow, I think what we're going to do is we are going to, well, we could sell this one because I don't think we're going to need it again. But let's just rent. We're going to have to take more of a loan out. We're going to rent a bigger plow to see what kind of horsepower we need or what we can support. Bigger the better, obviously, but you got to stay within the power requirements for a tractor. Yeah, I think it'd be a good time to just bite the bullet, and if we gotta take a bit of a loan out for it, so be it. Yeah, how much did we have on this tractor? 245 horse, so if we go to the plows 245, we ain't gonna get much. Yeah, we could get this guy though. 4.2 versus a 1.2, it's better than, definitely better than what we're dealing with. But I think before we do that, let's get back and we might as well go ahead and get a gas tank put up. Get that taken care of. I was going to advance to get those eggs sold, but I think we might wait until the next episode to do that. Just because we'd have to go ahead 2 months to do that, and I don't want to wait that long to get this plowed. In case we get some snowfall. Although actually snow hasn't been too bad in this series. So let's just go ahead and we'll rent that plow and get that taken care of. But again, we'll get our gas tank purchased. We're going to need one sooner or later. I'm actually surprised it's not flashing on us now, but had to have been getting close. And for that, I think a good spot was like right here by this wall, I think. Seems like a good area to have one. How much do they cost? I wonder if we could fill it. Let's see, 5 grand for that. How close we have to be to this wall. I suppose it doesn't matter if we sell it. I would like to be able to just be right by the wall. Let's get 5 grand out. How much are we going to need for the plow, by the way, too? Let's see. If we rent the plow, although we're going to be selling the other one, let's just wait on that because we're going to get money from selling that one. Okay, there we go. Just we're going to have to fill it up too, I suppose. Kind of backwards, though. I don't like that as far as the ways it looks, but let's try that. Let's do a little bit in case it doesn't let us fill. $20. I think we should be close enough. Yeah, plenty. Okay, so let me get some grass back in here. Is it charging us for this grass? No, it's not. That's right. It was just because we were negative. We weren't able to paint. Yeah, working. Put a little more in here. 1,600 worth. And we'll fill up. Yeah, I think that's a decent spot for the gas tank. Bam. All right, let's head on down to the sales. We'll sell this plow. We'll see what we get for it. And then we're going to go ahead and rent that bigger one and hopefully cut a lot of time off of our plowing job here. Oh, look at that. There's one in the parking lot too. I was going to say we should see if we can hook up to it. I'm sure we can't, but maybe just for the fun of it, let's see if we can. All right, what are we going to get for a little plow? We are going to get 8,008. Should we repair it? 14. All three. I guess it didn't cost us anything. However, repainting it a little bit more. Okay, 9,800. It's something. They actually might pay for our rent on our Pottinger. Let's for that. Just to try it to see if we can hook up to this plow. I'm sure we can't. I think it's actually the same one that we're gonna rent. Yeah, it looks like it. Wouldn't that be something if we could hook up to it, use it, and bring it back? Couple different design choices on here. I like the regular. Okay, so we're going to lease per hour. Yeah, not bad at all. Yes. It's a good idea that we did this. Try to save some money, but what this is going to cost us is going to save us a lot of time. For what little money it's going to cost us. Alright, let's head back to the field. It doesn't swing so far over. Yeah, something's... I wonder if we can hold it up so it drives straight. Yeah, there we go, that's better. And whip into the left side or right. Alright, let's head back to the field and carry on. Can't say that small plow didn't serve a purpose, because when you do start a field, it's nice to have a smaller working with like that, because you get the outline a lot better. Okay, so yeah, this is the way it should go, right? Yeah. Let's do the allow create fields. Drop her down. Alright. We are off. This is definitely going to save us a lot more time. I think it was definitely the right move to make. Just finishing up the last sliver here. Hard to believe we got that all done. It's a good thing we upgraded the plow, I should say, while rented. Man, that would have taken us forever. I think what I'm gonna do is we'll leave the episode here. We'll do one final flyover, but we'll leave the episode here. And I want to quit out and then we'll load back in the next episode. We'll see if we missed any spots before we decide to return the plow, just in case there's a spot here or there. It should be covered, but I'd hate to do it and not have a plow. Cut that off there then, and we'll, yeah, like I said, we'll just check and see what our field looks like. It looks pretty good. Little sliver there that was out of place, and I think we did one on the other side too. Other than that, it looks like it flows nice. Waterway there, got room for that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. It's going to be nice to get going on that. We could have maybe brought it down a little farther. Maybe that's something we'll decide. It's fine the way it is though. I mean, we don't have to go too crazy. We probably definitely won't do the peas because we'll have to... I definitely plan on using a worker when they're harvesting. We can shuttle the tractor back and forth. Because I would get... That has to unload all the time when you do peas. But yeah, we'll leave it here. It's going to need lime too. That's something we're going to have to tackle over the winter. We'll leave it there and then, like I said, we'll come back in right here on the next episode.